Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordam and we are back for some more Pathfinder WotR Righteous on last Azlanti. Before we begin, something that I noticed that I did not mention in the previous episode while we were leveling up our companions. I want to talk a little bit about Lan. Because on Lan, I gave him a level in Cleric, Crusader, because I wanted to try out how Crusader would work on him. It's something that I've always been meaning to try, but I've never actually tried before. Now, I mentioned that in Crusader you had the loss of a domain, and the upside would be you would get 5 additional feats that you could pick from as you level up. Now, these feats, for the most part, there's going to be a lot of them which are not very relevant for you. So, in case of Lan, where I want to be as ranged, heavy armor doesn't matter, shield bash doesn't matter, martial application doesn't matter, shield focus doesn't matter. But then we have stuff like greater weapon focus, improved critical, weapon specialization especially, and greater weapon specialization. This is something that you cannot get if you are playing with a normal Crusader, for example. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to try out the Crusader, is because you can get this. This will give you extra damage on your attacks, which with ranged weapons you can never really have that much of, only with the weapon. So any additional source of damage is always going to be a good thing. So I want to try it out mainly for this reason. Another downside I didn't mention, because I forgot to mention it, is that not only do you lose a domain by picking a Crusader instead of a Cleric, you also have one less spell slot. Now, that is kind of annoying, not gonna lie. It can be fixed with mythic level progression later on, because we have abundant casting, which will give us more spell slots. But depending on how many mythic feats I need, we'll see if this ends up being a little bit more troublesome than I had initially planned. But we'll see. If it does become annoying, I will just get a mercenary and continue with that. So, I was thinking about resting, but I think before we actually rest, we can do a little bit more here. I think we have another fight here that's not very difficult, or a couple of fights actually. So I'm going to clear that out before we rest, make use of the buffs we have currently, and then we can rest once we reach some tougher area, let's say. So this is a room that I would not enjoy doing at level 2, because there are some more wizards, there are some more sharpshooters, there's a lot of sources of getting your animal companion killed while he's at level 2, but now I feel a lot safer that we have reached level 3. So, should be a simpler thing to do.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Just charge in. Cultists, fighters, and for the most part we want to kill the wizard first. The sharpshooters are also nice to kill because they are kind of weak in melee defenses, and then we want to kill the cleric, because the cleric does like to channel negative energy, and that does a lot of damage that you cannot avoid. So let's kill these two guys and then go over here. That's my plan. Jesus Christ, okay. I'll take it. So Big Bird charged in, just mauled one guy to death. And then Scylla attacked, one-shot the other guy. Okay, that's very nice. I cannot complain about the results. Everybody, move in for the cleric. Your AC is 16. I don't think I have to bother too much with this, but let's just do Evil Eye as well. And let's turn on Point Blank for you also. And see if we can kill that guy quickly. Yep, we can. Next target, Sharpshooter, because he will go down quickly. Dead. And now we will all focus on, I guess, this guy, because he has a glaive. A glaive is more dangerous than a club. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go for him instead.
You won't survive me.
Ow, bitch. There we go. Now, if you remember from the previous episode, we had the Orders of Hosilla. Here. Hosilla's orders that told us about this hidden lever. So we can now open this door where previously we could not. I have some other books as well. Let me see if I can read them and get some new perks, which would be cool. No. Okay. So, let's see what we have here. Actually, there. We have continued our quest here. But I'm actually first gonna go into this area. Now, for this area, I'll be doing something interesting here, which is I'm gonna dismount Scylla. And I am going to send big... Well, actually, first I need to disarm a trap around here. Yeah, there you go. And this is what I was talking about, that I don't enjoy this mechanism or this mechanic to deal with traps. Because sometimes you have to do this walk around, which is... It's more annoying than interesting to me, at least. So, I'm gonna leave my party back here.
How much longer?
I'm gonna put them in hold position. And I'm only gonna send in my animal companion. The reason why I do this is because the animal companion has a higher move speed than my normal companions. And I want to try and pull these enemies away. And I will explain why. These dretches, they are not very dangerous. They are level 2 chaotic evil outsiders. They have 16 AC, so nothing too much. Their attacks are with +6 and they attack twice per round, which can be a little bit annoying. They are immune to poison and electricity. And then they also have some damage reduction over here. And the important one for us here is this damage reduction 5, with the exception of good or cold iron weapons. That's why we like having that sword on Scylla, and that's why we also purchased the cold iron quiver for Mr. Lan here. And one thing they also do, which is very annoying, is Stinking Cloud. Again, if you've played Kingmaker, or if you saw my playthrough of Kingmaker in the channel, you will know how powerful Stinking Cloud is. Now, they are very low level. They are only level 2, so it will only last for 2 rounds. But still, this will just disable anybody in the area that fails the save. And that can be very dangerous and very annoying for your party if you get under the effect of Stinking Cloud. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be maneuvering Big Bird and have them cast Stinking Cloud on top of Big Bird, because even though Stinking Cloud disables a character, it still allows movement. And since the animal companion runs quickly, I can move out of the Stinking Cloud, pull the guys over here, and then kill them over here, because they only have a single cast of Stinking Cloud. Something to also note, they also have Cause Fear, which I nearly forgot.
Well,
and I think I do have Remove Fear here, which I'm gonna use to improve our chances to not get feared.
I'll watch your back.
There we go.
Ona Adayanam.
And now let's go for the plan. So move in, start the fight. You'll see them as soon as they get in range. This is what the AI does. They will start casting Stinking Cloud. So I'm just gonna get in range of everybody. Have them cast it. And now that they've cast it, I just move away. You can see him nauseated over there for 13 seconds. He can just stay in the back line here for a bit as we are waiting for them. Let's just hold position so you don't have to run again inside. 8 seconds, not enough. Okay. So, Mr. Cordant, go tank. Stop pausing. Let's use our cold iron ammunition. Mr. Big Bird is back. Scylla, mount up. We can turn off our hold position. Big Bird, I'm gonna try your charge. Over there. Let's see how this works. And Camellia just shoot, yeah. Whee! Okay, it just flies and lands. It's kind of a cool charge because it doesn't require line of sight, which I suppose can be useful. And you'll see here that all damage we did from Scylla was not reduced because of our cold iron longsword. And Lan, the same thing, because we have cold
Doubt is
iron
the
ammunition.
heart's greatest challenge.
If my main character hit, which it did, you will see here that everything's getting reduced by 5. So, do you need the cold iron ammunition quiver? You don't, but it helps out. So, I like using it.
Or don't.
With that said, what we have over here, we have the end of the level once we get to that point. Judging by the corpses littered around the summoning site, the cultists did manage to summon a demon in the end. Okay, so if you try to open this, it will be locked, and you get the quest update.
Aside.
Need to find the key, and the key you will find down here. I think there's a trap. Isn't
You
there?
can trust me. No,
Yeah,
what
it
is
is.
that? I am helpful.
This is actually a cool
Am
place
I
to
not?
come to. For a simple reason. I'm gonna keep my characters back here.
Together,
I will only do this kind of thing early in the game of pulling enemies to my position, because later on you don't really need to worry about that. But for right now I want to be as defensive as possible.
a bright future awaits
There will be a couple
us.
of archers over there. And again, I don't want to go into a room and get shot at from the back while dealing with the front line, so I'm gonna make them come to me. Same style as before, we pick up
We
Big
will
Bird,
win this war.
we aggro the enemies. There are the archers over there. I forgot to use hold position, sorry. So hold position. Stop. Only you, get back. We pull them in. And when they start rounding the corner here, we go for them. Okay. Ideally, I would like these guys to be a little bit closer, but let's see if we can kill this guy quickly. And move up. Lan, start working on him.
This!
Okay, he's almost dead. Ah, you little bitch. Move back. I'm actually gonna move my characters
The light.
forward to deal with
Take
the archers. Because they are hitting my backline. Okay, let's break line of sight for him. I also took some hits. Whoa, dude. These guys have plus 10. That's no joke. Drink a potion. Let's try and use our wand of Cure Light Wounds as well. Okay,
Make
shoot the
every
guy.
strike count.
Okay, good. We are in a better position now. Are you still going for Lan?
I won't go down.
Oh my god, man. Roll the 20. Okay, man. Okay. I see how it is. I would like to roll 20s as well. Oh my lord. Back up. Okay. 2 down. Okay, now they're focusing on the front line only. Let's move back in.
I'll cut you wide open.
Kill this bitch. There we go. This was much harder than it usually goes. Holy crap. Okay. But they also rolled quite well, so... There's not much I can do against good dice rolls. Okay, the game is telling us we are overloaded. And we did. Indeed, we are suffering from heavy encumbrance. It's also my fault. If I had rested, I could have bark skin here, so I don't really know why I came here without resting.
I
But
heed the voice of the spirit.
it's fine, we lived through it. You can heal up, like, a couple of times. It might be wasted in case I want to rest now, but let's see. And the reason why I like coming here kind of early is because we get access to composite longbows. And if you see here, Lan comes in with a longbow, and the longbow deals 1d8 damage, that's it. But if you use a composite longbow, you can see the damage over here, it changes from 1 to 8 to 4 to 11. Because the composite longbow allows you to add your strength bonus to damage with the bow. So since Lan has 17 strength, it's a +3 damage on every single shot. So it's a very good improvement. For Camellia, she has the Masterwork Light Crossbow, it deals 1d8. The Heavy Crossbow deals 1d10, but it's not Masterwork, and I prefer to have the attack bonus over there. Okay, so let me see if I actually want to rest before doing anything else here. Before I forget. Talking about overload. I'm picking up everything blindly. I'm not worrying about weight. And one thing that Wrath of the Righteous has that Kingmaker does not have is it stacks. It stacks items of the same type. So you can see 7 other armors here. And it's a lot easier to drop these in this game than Kingmaker, because you can just right click and you can just drop every single thing, which is very, very handy, right? And we can drop all these things that we don't care about right now, because when we leave the area, we can just pick it all back up without worrying too much either. I was actually considering something here. If I would be interested in changing to a scimitar, it's masterwork, but yeah, losing the cold iron, I'll keep with the longsword here. Okay, so this area I'm not that afraid of.
I wonder?
I found something.
Okay.
I am helpful, am I not?
Wait. This area I think I am afraid of. Isn't this the... Yeah, it is.
Follow
So
me.
medium earth elementals
Or
hurt
don't.
quite a bit. Don't want to go there just yet. Traps, disarm those.
I hope you appreciate this.
And again, I'm still playing with only active companions receive experience.
Move aside.
And I guess since we're gonna be dealing with some nastier enemies here, I think I am gonna rest. I don't think there's a point in trying to save up a rest here. So I will just choose some kind of room that I feel comfortable in fighting in case I get ambushed. I guess this would be good enough, and we can rest. And there's no time limit in the maze, you can rest however many times you want, so if you are having trouble going through the levels, don't worry, you can just rest and continue on. Okay, I still like what I have here. I guess maybe magic weapon isn't doing much for me, because this +1 enhancement does not stack with masterwork. I guess I could give it to Lan. It's probably better than anything I have here. Maybe protection from a line would be good. I'll take that instead. And here I like what I have. And same thing for you. You also have magic weapon, never mind. So no need to take it there. And that's good. Okay, let's rest. So, talking about camping. Something that I tend to do to save up time, even though it's not very relevant in the maze, is I turn off rest for the recommended period, and I just rest the minimum amount. So the recommended period will try to heal you up as much as possible. So the game is suggesting waiting for 1 day and 9 hours to be fully healed and whatnot. But I prefer to just do it like this, and if I need to heal some more, I have potions, or I can just cast a heal as well, so I don't have to worry too much about that. In terms of camp roles, you can just press auto assign if you prefer, and the game will automatically assign the best ones for the job. In this case, we have protective rituals, which do not matter in the maze, but there will be a game mechanic called corruption eventually, and you want to try and minimize that. And the skill check for it is lore religion. That's why the game is placing Lan over here. He's the one with the most. In terms of camouflage, the game is placing the second best, in this case my main character. But, like I said, since there is no corruption in the maze, I will just try to get as much camouflage as possible to not get ambushed. So in that case I will be using Lan, and myself as well to have plus 11 on this check. In terms of Night Watch, the game will use Perception. So both Scylla and Camellia are equally good, so 1 for each roll is fine with me. You can even see the chances you have of succeeding here, or even here. You have a plus 7 bonus to the check, DC is 10, 11 versus 12, 0 versus 17, but this one doesn't matter. Let's rest.
You know, Lon,
I will skip these dialogues because it will happen a lot of times. Okay, we were successful.
Rely on me.
Let's mount up again. Let's get Light of the Angels again. Everything's looking good. And now what we can do once more, because we will need this, is to buff up again. So I will want Mage Armor on myself. There we go. I will want Mage Armor on Mr. Big Bird. We can see here plus 25 with this, 28. And now we also have, oh, by the way, and I'm doing this now without worrying too much about the buff timers, because this lasts for 1 hour from a potion. On that same note, we also have Bark Skin, which lasts for 10 minutes per level, and Camellia is now level 3, so this means half an hour for anybody that gets it. It's more than enough to finish the maze, so I can just do it right now as well. So Bark Skin on main character, on Dolly Symbol, on Big Bird, and now we are looking at 24 AC by default on main character and 30 AC by default on Mr. Big Bird, which is quite nice. So let's continue. We're gonna do with this area over here. Lan already has the composite longbow, correct?
Might make you feel better.
So we move in. And we have a Hand of Hosilla here. And a couple of friends. I tend to kill the Hand of Hosilla first, for the same reason as before. She does have a lot of attack bonus with the glaive. And she's also a cleric, so... but everything here needs to die quickly, because they will start casting negative energy, and that's quite painful. We also have channel positive energy now on Lan to help heal up a little bit, which is useful.
I don't need
but yeah,
anyone.
so no need for any fancy buffs for this fight. We can just charge in at the Hand of Hosilla.
No reason to pause.
Go like that, and you two will shoot, but you will also apply Evil Eye AC on that guy.
Yet another obstacle.
That guy is casting Cause Fear, which... Okay, he actually cancelled it because we got into melee, but I did forget to buff with Remove Fear. I should have.
You've crossed the
Focus on him,
wrong
he's my
mongrel.
next priority because of that particular cast. Let's see if we can interrupt. No. Annoying, but... And this guy does the same thing. We don't like that. Thankfully, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but you cannot mitigate that damage, which is the worst part. So this fight's also important because here is where you find Hosilla's key, which allows you to open the door that we found earlier when we fought those dretches. And the quest also updates. The bodies of the maze builders lie where they were caught by the earth elementals enraged by the earthquake. The builders' tools lie scattered next to their bodies. I think at this point you could just go for the exit and not fight anything else, but I want to show off pretty much everything in here, so I will be fighting everything.
Don't know,
And
don't
something
care.
very cool that we picked up over there was a scroll of delay poison. And can I use it? Yes, I can. I'm gonna put the scroll of delay poison on my big bird over here. He is now immune to poison. And the reason for that is
Together we
we will be
stand.
fighting some annoying enemies here. These monitor lizards, which apply poison when they bite their enemies. And poison will drain your stats. And that's very annoying to deal with, especially this early in the
I'll
game.
help where I
You don't
can.
really have the tools for it. We actually have myself, since I am an Aasimar, I do have less restoration with my Angelkin heritage, but that's about it. If you get poisoned a lot of people, it's going to be very annoying. You have to rest,
We will
which
win this war.
I try to avoid if I can. Okay,
Rely on me. A bright
let's
future
try and make
awaits
sure
us.
we are making them focus on Big Bird,
They will break
because he is
against
the
our
one that's
resolve.
immune to poison. So hold position, get back over here. I guess Big Bird is also a cool thing to have to block passageways. Okay, we can turn off
The
hold
spirits
position.
demand your blood.
Samir
Let's start
there.
going in.
Did you see that?
Got hit. You see the poison over there? He would have gotten poisoned, but our protection actually saved him. He did take somewhat of a large hit, so I am actually gonna heal up with Lan. We killed one, good. And I'm moving back because since he doesn't have selective channel, if I channel positive energy in range of enemies, it will also heal them. So let's heal over here where it doesn't hit them. Let's lower their AC if possible.
No, I am.
Why, dude? He got up too close. He got too close and he got poisoned. This is what I didn't want. Okay, the more dangerous one is this ferocious one. Let's see if we can kill him quickly.
You won't survive me.
I still want to heal, please. Camellia, lower his thing. Cast a shield. See if you can survive this, hopefully. And we just hit. But yeah, you can see there, I got hit, I got poisoned, and now my dexterity got lowered. Which is awful.
Damn it all.
For that reason. God damn it, man. Let's heal him. Let's try and make use of the perfect strike here. And is he affected by evil eye? He is. Okay, so just keep on shooting. Let's actually use this as well. Very, very poor heal. Only 2 heal on that. I will just try and kill him. Not focus on trying to heal because it's gonna be kind of hard to do. Okay, he's dead. Good. Let's go for evil eye on that one. Okay. And this should be ours. Good. A very annoying hit there on my main character. He got in a little bit too close ahead of the big bird and he got smacked. The safe approach there, in hindsight, would have been to just use enlarged person on myself. I thought I would be safe just with big bird, but I wasn't. It is what it is. Dexterity damage, permanent. We have to make 1 save for this. I'm gonna wait and see if this... No, 1 hour for 6 hours. It's a frequency. So I can just heal up with restoration right now. Okay. It's a good thing we have this. At least we can sort of
Are we in trouble?
minimize some of the poison damage. Lan, that is very, very low healing. Very low healing, my friend. Okay.
I don't
So
need
let's
anyone's
use our potions.
sympathy.
Use, that's enough. Use, that's enough.
Don't know, don't care.
But like I mentioned, these are optional enemies. You don't actually have to kill them. I do it because I want to show the challenge of the maze, and I also want to get as much
helpful.
experience as possible.
Am I not?
And, you know, some items you get are also not too bad. A large aggressive creature was kept in this cage. Judging by the bent bars, that creature is now loose. I wonder which one it was.
How much longer, I wonder?
Alright, so this has been dealt with. And the next target we're gonna take on are gonna be the elementals. Now, the elementals, like I said, these are optional also. And they are tough. because they have 20 AC and they have a plus 11 on their attack rolls, which is
I
not
will
nothing,
help
of
where I
course.
can.
So
I
here I think I'm actually
prefer
going to
the
use enlarged
company
person on myself,
of me,
because I want to make
myself,
absolutely
and
sure
I.
that they are focusing on Big Bird and not
Friendship's
my main character
overrated
here.
anyway.
Always be ready for the worst.
Open your heart to me.
But I want to save my other buffs for future fights, not for right now.
We will win this war.
So I will try to just move in with Mr. Big Bird and not charge with my main character. I will just move
appreciate
up,
privacy.
you know, normal speed.
Endure
I
this!
heed the voice of the spirits.
And Evil
Never
Eye.
a dull moment.
And let's see if I can position properly
We are the light.
and not get myself
They
hit.
are the darkness.
Go over there
Out of my way!
and start smacking from afar. Good, that's what we want.
I'll split you in half.
Evil Eye. So something I haven't mentioned, but it's kind of a core mechanic ever since Kingmaker. Enlarge person will make you be able to attack from further away. It's kind of the same thing like a reach weapon, such as a glaive. So by casting Enlarge person, you are now safer behind your actual intended tank. So right now I'm hitting from further away than my animal companion, which means I'm safer from the enemy. We will be using this throughout the entire game, basically. Although my character is also tanky, but he's nowhere near his full potential at this point. And then. Okay, not too bad. I typically fear this fight a little bit more than the Monitor Lizards. I mean, it depends. They're both kind of tough fights. With this done, we're gonna go down. And this area is not very dangerous. But there are several enemies and they are kind of spread about.
Rely
So
on
you
me.
don't want to
Oh, now what?
I'm all ears.
underestimate
Well,
the damage you can take here.
Make every strike count.
But for the most part, there's no need for
Against our resolve.
any special protections.
I'm done
you
with
are today's sacrifice.
There are two archers over there that you have to keep in mind. Jesus Christ. Dude! Oh, I'm flat-footed. Oh my god, that's why. Am I gonna drop? I might just drop right now. I am no longer flat-footed. So hopefully I should be okay. I don't like the look of this heat-seeking arrow.
Smear.
I'm fine. Same thing I mentioned before, I'm gonna go for the guy furthest away because when they shoot, they trigger attacks of opportunity. So if I'm over here, I'm triggering for both of these.
Damn, I'm good today.
Okay, he's got the sword actually. Okay, he's being tough to hit. Let's lower his AC. Better. And again, trying not to panic. It's important. Okay. Thank God for some abundance of potions in this dungeon. There we are. Oh, you also got hit. Not cool, man. Not
Don't
cool.
know, don't care.
Okay, so these buttons, remember I mentioned in the previous episode some paintings? This is why the paintings are important. It's kind of a weird puzzle to have, but it is what it is. So yeah, yellow painting, blue painting, red painting, yellow painting. So yellow, blue, red, yellow.
I appreciate privacy.
Yellow, blue, red, yellow. And you want to come here. Seal appears closely at the sword, which seems utterly unexceptional to you. So we're talking about... The wing is covering it, but there's a sword over there. You can see the hilt, or sorry, the hilt, the pommel, and the guard, and then the blade. Wait, this is... No, it can't be. Her eyes light up. I know that hilt. Radiance, the sword of the great Yaniel. That's what this is. But it's meant to be in the Tower of Estrod with all the other relics. That's what I heard, at least. Well, of course this rusted piece of metal must be that very same sword. Camelia rolls her eyes. I think you merely wish that this were the illustrious sword of legend. You don't get it. I've seen this sword 100 times, in paintings and in the hands of the Yaniel statue. I've even thought of going to the Estrod Museum to see the real thing in person. How did it get here? We get Radiance is the name of the sword. What's so special about it? Scylla frowns. Now, nothing I guess, but this sword was legendary in its day. People say that when Yaniel held it, the blade would glow, striking demons left and right. Soldiers would see Radiance's light from afar and take heart, rushing into the fray and winning. But I don't know what's wrong with it now, or how to restore its power. All I can sense is that they made a mockery of it. You're empathizing with an object? Extraordinary. Are all paladins so tender-hearted and sensitive? Sensitive in a way, yes. We're highly attuned to evil and everything wrought by demons. Radiance was in evil hands, and as the paladin, I can tell you they did nothing good for it, or nothing good to it. Who is Yaniel? No, you've never heard of Yaniel? She's famous all over Galarian. She was a great woman. She was born in Mendev, and when the crusade started, she couldn't just sit idly by. She dedicated her life to the crusade. People say she was audacious and spirited. She was always the first into battle, and she never sacrificed other people's lives for tactical advantage. That's how she's been remembered, as an incredible warrior who seemed to blaze with righteous fury. In all the images of her, she looks capable of driving all the demons back to the abyss single-handedly. But then something happened between her and the commanders. Maybe they envied her, maybe there was more to it than that, I don't know. But anyway, she went to the World Wound without her fellow soldiers, and she didn't just survive the mission, she even brought back crusaders she rescued in there. Can you imagine? She died as she lived, with pride. She was one of the people defending Dresden to the very end. That's when she perished. Scylla frowns. Don't take this the wrong way, but I really hope that she died quickly, a hero's death. Because if she didn't, that means she was taken prisoner and had to endure unspeakable horrors. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. You know a lot about Yaniel, are you a fan of hers or something? I suppose you could say that, Scylla chuckles. I've always felt an affinity with Yaniel. I know what it's like to not be what your commanders want you to be. Whenever I used to feel under pressure, I always thought of Yaniel. Maybe some people didn't like how she was, but to the people she pulled out of the World Wound, she was perfect. And to the people she saved on the battlefield, she was incredible. And to those who keep her memory alive, she is a hero. That's what counts. How could a priceless relic end up down here? Yaniel disappeared, but by some miracle, Radiance was recovered from the battle. No one else has ever wielded it. It is Yaniel's blade and always will be. That's why it was put in the Tower of Estrod with the other Crusade relics. But now it turns out that somebody stole it. Scylla laughs. I have this weird feeling like I'm rescuing a fellow warrior from a dungeon. We can't just abandon it, even if it's no use to us. It's no use to anyone down here. But what if it could be repaired? Finding such a relic here in the darkness is a good sign. Iomedae herself must be helping us. I hope you're right. Inherited in heaven, can you hear us? We need your help now more than ever. Let's keep going. So like she said, the sword right now is not very impressive, it's right over here. And if we compare this to what Scylla already has, it's the same thing. It's a cold iron masterwork longsword. That's essentially what it is right now. We can even just swap it just for flavor because she likes the sword. Even though I think it's an uglier sword than the normal one, but kind of beside the point. In any case, this sword is kinda weak right now, but it can be improved as the game goes on. I've never really used longswords that much, I'm not even sure how powerful it can be. I kind of remember it being underwhelming, but let's see how the game goes and if I end up using it or not. But yeah, we got this done. We have some other loot over here. Some very welcomed healing potions.
I am helpful, am I not?
How much longer?
And we can loot this guy here as well. We also picked up some more composite crossbows, which will be relevant in a little bit. And now, we could just exit by leaving through this door. But we're gonna go downstairs again. We have the water elemental to take care of. And we have an additional fight to take care also. And the item we picked up, by the way, in the... you can see how he runs much faster, but then he also gets confused. The item we picked up on the Monitor Lizard room was a Amulet of Natural Armor +1. The reason why I didn't bother equipping it right now, it's because it does not stack with Bark Skin. So you can see here 24 AC, 24 AC. Doesn't make a difference. The reason why I still equip it on my main character is because if we get ambushed and I don't have Bark Skin, this will at least help out a little bit until I can buff up properly. Or you can just give it to somebody else, like in the backline, who will not have Bark Skin but will have the necklace to help out.
Move aside.
Okay, so we're gonna go into a silly portion of the dungeon.
What's
At least the way I'm gonna handle it. But I guess I can show it right now the way that anybody can do this fight without struggling too much. So, just moving in, we have a large water elemental. If you inspect this guy, you will understand why it's dangerous. It's a level 8 neutral outsider. It has 84 hit points. Neutral is also important because you cannot even use Smite Evil to help out to hit the guy from Scylla. He has 22 AC, which is not nothing early on. He has 5 damage reduction, no exceptions, so you're always going to be dealing reduced damage. He is immune to poison, stunned, critical hits, and precision damage, so if you have sneak attacks, they will not work. If you do a critical hit, you only deal normal damage, so it's even harder to hit. And he has a plus 16 to hit. This means in a lot of normal situations you will die if you try this fight. You will not be able to handle this enemy. And what this guy also does is he has power attack, which means he hits even harder, and he has cleave. So if he hits the target of cleave, somebody else adjacent will also get hit. So even if you have him focusing on your main AC character, if that main AC character gets hit, the person besides will also get hit. It's very easy to die to this guy. Something also to mention, if you attack him with natural weapons such as claws or a bite from an animal companion, this guy will apply a cold damage debuff on that character. You will continuously take cold damage. The way you can do this fight legitimately is by, at least that's the way I would do it, is by using the Potion of Protection from Cold, which does mitigate some cold damage, and if you had a very high AC character. So for example, my big bird right now is at 30 AC, which is a very decent amount of AC. But if you had a leopard, you could actually kind of tank with a leopard and force the enemy to have to roll a 20 or maybe a 19 to be able to hit him. With my current party, I'm not able to do that. At most, I could make him hit me by rolling a 16, I believe, if I'm counting fighting defensively here, which is not safe enough for me. So what you do here is, and this will work every single time, especially if you have an animal companion, which is quick, you take everybody in your party, you leave them back here, you do not move them. You equip a composite longbow on whoever can wield it. I give it to Scylla, I give it to Lan, obviously, and I cannot use it, but I can use a crossbow. So everybody is going to be using a ranged weapon. Now, before you ask, is this cheesy? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm never going to deny it. It is cheesy. It's an optional encounter that in the higher difficulties, it's not really very viable to do legitimately. So the way you do it safely, and this is the way I like doing it, is everybody in stealth over here. We have our animal companion who runs quickly, so it could be big bird, it could be a horse, it could be a leopard, it could even be one of your companions, although I prefer having someone moving quicker, but a companion will also work. I take him out of stealth, and I kind of aggro the guy, but I never go close. I even place hold position on the person that's gonna be running around. And there's a table over here, and if you know the popular thing that kids do, the ring around the rosy thing, that's what we're doing here. We're gonna be using our animal companion or whoever you choose to run around the table, and we are going to exploit the dumb intelligence of this monster. I mean, he is a monster, so you can kind of justify this. He's a water elemental, he's not intelligent. He sees a big target, he's gonna try and attack it, even if there are other ones, little ones, trying to pelt him with arrows. But yeah, that's a trick. You have everybody shooting him.
You won't survive me.
I can even have Camellia trying to apply
For their hearts.
Evil Eye to make this quicker, and it will take a little while, but he will eventually die. So I just do this, and he keeps on. Okay. So something to learn. Big Bird has a huge butt. This guy is very large, which means you can actually hit him over the goddamn table. Well, it's my first time playing with Big Bird, so I'm learning as I go. But yeah, with the horse this never happens, with a leopard this never happens, with a companion it never happens. I am going to try, and it's never gonna work, because he will just die to freezing damage. Yeah, so I won't even bother using a potion on him. There is no point, he's gonna die. He's just gonna die. Okay, so, new plan. The least accurate person in my party is gonna be my character here. So I'm gonna be using myself to kite. Big Bird, live as long as you can, I guess. Yeah, he goes down. So now we do this with our main character. Which is sucky, but oh well. Not the way I saw this episode going, I'll be honest, but well, it's good to have a backup plan, right? And sometimes if you just do this, he doesn't even move. Which was what I was trying to do with the Big Bird as well, but I wasn't able to. And you know, you just wait. If you didn't have to be constantly clicking, I would say go have lunch, go make a coffee. But, yeah. Well, lesson learned. The Hippogriff is not ideal for this job. At least not in this area. Unless you are able to do this that I'm doing right now, which is keep him in place. If you can keep him in place, that works. As you can imagine, I have a lot of fun doing this. I am, of course, joking. This is very boring. By the way, have you failed the save? No, not yet. Wait, is... Ah, she's shooting, okay. I thought she wasn't shooting, for some reason. I bet a lot of people laughed at my misfortune there. I guess it was deserved. Oh well. I didn't want to rest again, but I guess I'm gonna have to. My main issue though... Kitchen smelling of burnt fat and garlic, food was clearly cooked here in vast quantities. My main issue though is that I will only have one potion of mage armor now. Which I do not appreciate. I wanted to have at least 2 for the final fight.
How much longer, I wonder?
Well, it is what it is. I'm gonna take care of the final remaining fight without Big Bird, which makes me a little bit apprehensive, not gonna lie. And I constantly miss the actual place of the fight. I think it's over here.
Or don't.
Alright,
A
so
bright future awaits
I'm gonna
us.
want
Don't
my
need
main character in
anyone's
front, I want
sympathy.
Scylla in the
Together
back.
we stand.
Let's buff with shield because I will need all defenses I can get here. We can go up to 28 AC.
What's
Which is
on
not
your
bad.
mind? I wonder.
And let's kill these guys. Whoops. Before I forget, swap
We will
back
win
to
this
our
war.
normal weapons here.
You can trust
Doubt
me.
is the heart's greatest
Never a
challenge.
dull
Charge.
moment.
I will help where
Charge.
I can.
I'll cut you
Shoot.
wide open.
AC 22.
I'll watch your back.
These are actually high as well.
Time to stretch me muscles.
Okay. That guy is ranged, but since this was about to die, I didn't bother getting close to him. Land. There we go. Attacks of opportunity because he shot a ranged weapon in melee. And now we're gonna go for a fight that I hate so much. I always have trouble with this fight.
Side.
I'm not sure if it's only me or if other people suffer with it as well, but I always have a hard time with it. Because, once again, because of this stupid corrupted mongrel here. 19 AC, hits like a truck, and he has plus 13 to hit. Which
Don't
is
know,
gonna suck.
Don't care.
Anyway, I'm gonna buff up because
Open your
yeah,
heart to
I need
me.
it. And we are
Meditate
gonna
on
rest
your
after this
mistakes.
anyway.
Might make you
So,
feel better.
let's do this and this. Main weapon for Lan.
I
Okay.
heard the voice
I am
of the
enlarging
spirits.
both of my hitters here. We're gonna go for Bless. We're gonna go for Bone Fists for extra AC. We're gonna go for Bull Strength for extra AB. We're gonna go for Protection from Alignment Evil for extra AC once more.
Are we in trouble yet?
And you are gonna buff with Divine Favor for extra AB and damage.
What's
Okay.
on your mind?
Let's look at our buffs because I want to
wonder.
check something here. This gives me morale bonus.
I appreciate
My
privacy.
AB currently already has a 1 morale bonus. Okay, so that doesn't work. I have 27 AC. Okay, looking good. Not enough to tank this guy
I
safely,
don't
but
need anyone's sympathy.
it is what it is. And I will do this and charge.
Rely on me.
Let me
bright
make
future
sure
awaits.
that
No
Scylla
moment. Oh, now what?
gets there. No!
Together,
After I'm big character.
Always be ready
got
for
scared.
the worst.
Okay, so hit
You
that.
can trust me.
Lower AC.
we will do not fear. Do
Okay.
not waver.
And let's also apply Smite Evil here. Okay, good damage. Very nice. Okay, he's dead.
I don't like you.
Come on.
Your performance is lacking.
There we go.
You are lacking.
We got a very cool item over there, which is a Ring of Protection. We're gonna equip it right now. So, there we go. That gives us 1 more AC, which currently you are not going to see that... actually, you do. Oh, it doesn't show. Right, Protection from Evil doesn't actually show over here, but it does apply.
Make way.
Make sure I'm not lying to anybody. Yeah, he actually needs to roll a 20 to hit. Yeah, there you go. Because he's evil. And since he's evil, we have a +2 bonus to deflection here on our AC. He actually needed to roll a 20 in order to hit our main character, so we were safe. Okay, good. Well, not 100% safe, but as safe as we could be. With this, my friends, the reason why I was saying we need to rest is because one of the mechanics in the game, in case you don't know it, if your animal companion dies, and if you see here, his portrait is grey, that means he is dead, not just unconscious, because an unconscious character, as we saw before with my main character in the Monitor Lizard fight, he will get back up once the fight is over. If the portrait goes grey, he is permanently dead and needs to be resurrected. However, animal companions will always come back to life once you rest. That's one of the biggest upsides about animal companions, that it will always be handy for you. So, we're gonna rest up, we're gonna get our buffs back as well, but more importantly, we are gonna get our animal companion back with us. Begin resting.
You aren't from...
And there we go, Mr. Big Bird is back with us. Full HP,
I will
ready to
help
fight.
where I can.
Alright, so we've reached this point. This is basically the end of the maze. We just have one more fight. It's a tough fight, but it's only one more fight to deal with. There will be some cutscenes though, which will take some time, so I'm gonna leave that for the next episode instead of making this one go too long. I would say for the most part, having played without my usual nice tank Leopard, I think we did fine. I think the times that I went down, for example, or when Big Bird died, was my fault. I should have used more buffs for the Monitor Lizards. I was trying to save the buffs for this fight here. I was greedy and I paid the price for it. And you know, Big Bird, I have learned he is way too fat and the Water Elemental can hit him through 2 tables. But yeah, backup strategy worked and we're all fine. With that said, my friends, we're gonna end the episode here. As well, as always, I'm gonna thank you all for being here with me on the channel, watching some Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, and there are also many more videos coming out soon. I hope to see you all in the next episode, and until then, stay safe everyone.